Thank you all for joining us. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us this morning. My name is William Lee of the Lee family. On January 3rd, 2016, our great light, Precinct 1, that great light that we all look to as a servant of the people, as a leader of the people, as a fighter of the people, that light was El Franco Lee, who did so much for our community. Street Olympics, aquatics program, workshops, arts and crafts, just to name a few of his accomplishments. The legacy that El Franco left behind after his transition should be carried on by a person that embodies the same principles. Well, we're about to turn that light back on, because the good news is that we know just the person that will carry on the legacy of Commissioner Lee. So it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce you to the cousin of El Franco Lee and the mother of the next Harris County Commissioner of Precinct 1, Ms. Artie Lee Jackson.
Thank you. I was extremely honored when I was asked to introduce to you someone whom I have known and admired since her birth, my daughter, the Honorable Maria Jackson. When she started walking at the age of 7.5 months, I told her father, this little girl is trying to rush through life. I let her walk for a while because I was amazed. Then I told her we have to start from the beginning. And at 9 months, I taught her how to crawl. She crawled for a while, long enough to master it. Then she returned to walking. Her father, a sociologist, and me, a psychologist, would have these debates that would sometimes spiral out of control. We would call Maria in to mediate. She was 6 or 7 years old. She would hear both sides, then give her opinion, which in all cases was fair. My husband and I would look at each other, no further discussion needed. At age 6, she was asked by a friend of mine, what do you want to be when you grow up? She said a lawyer and a singer. She became both. As a child growing up, she knew that her grandfather was the first African American hired by the Fort Worth Post Office. She also knew that her great-great-grandfather, David Abner Sr., who was brought here from Selma, Alabama at the age of 17 as a slave to Upshur County, became one of the first African American state legislators during Reconstruction. Later on, her cousin El Franco, who was also in the State House of Representatives, became the first African American county commissioner in Houston, Harris County. David Abner's son, David Abner Jr., was the first black male to graduate from college in the state of Texas. My daughter, seeing all of these first, decided she would join the ranks. And she got into politics and never has stopped. Maria is continuing the legacy. She was the longest serving Harris County felony court judge. She was observed by both attorneys and inmates as being fair and just. Some inmates, when she would sentence them, would actually thank her. As a mother, I always taught my children to be positive, honest, truthful and respectful. They have never strayed. I present to you the Honorable Maria Jackson.
I guess we can't control the environment, huh? Good morning. I want to thank everyone for coming. It's such an honor to be here with my friends, my family, my supporters. As I announce to you that I am a candidate for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 1. I ask you to look around. This looks like Harris County.
That's right.
I embrace our diversity, our thoughts, cultures, and needs.
Yes.
Precinct 1 is my home. I have been serving this community for 30 years. I was a teacher and one of the founders of the first YES, Youth for Education and Success. We started in Sunnyside at the Health Center, across the street from Jesse H. Jones High School in the late 80s. As we grew, we moved to the newly renovated Palm Center Business Technology Center. I had many roles at YES. I was the director, teacher, and job developer. We were able to direct our students' future by getting them their education and placing them on jobs. We prevented incarceration by introducing the students to life skills and a purpose. I attended law school, and after graduation, I became a municipal bond attorney. I have been a judge for 16 years. In 2003, I served as a municipal court judge for 5 years. The last 11 years, I served this great state of Texas and Harris County as the 339th Felony District Court Judge. I am a public servant at heart. I know you are all thinking, why would I give up my safe seat to run for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 1? I am committed to serving our community. With that said, I'm running because Harris County is at a crossroads. As a public servant, I have had the benefit of seeing up close and personal what's happening in the current administration that you might not see in the community. However, you do feel the effects. I see Harris County drowning because of the lack of leadership, and our community is suffering for it. I had a choice to sit back and watch the status quo or get in and make a difference. I chose the latter. I have dedicated the majority of my life righting the wrongs that I see. I believe when you see something wrong, you should say something. That's why I'm here today. Today, I would like to discuss 3 points. 1, I am committed to serving you. 2, I know I can make a difference for our community. 3, we deserve better, and I want to make that happen. Let's discuss service first. We need a commissioner who believes in public service. I have a heart for the people. I have committed my entire life to service, and I have so much more to give. For example, I was a teacher. I am a mentor for at-risk youth, children with disabilities, law students, young lawyers, and anyone else that needs my assistance. I have worked very hard to redirect and save the lives of people facing drug and alcohol addictions, human trafficking victims, and victims of domestic violence. The people of Harris County have demonstrated their confidence in me by voting me in countywide office 3 consecutive times. I have the experience in finance as a municipal bond attorney, having worked on multiple bond transactions here in Houston and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As a senior administrative judge, I have overseen and managed structural reform and improvement within Harris County and the criminal justice system to make it work more efficiently. My second point, I can make a difference for our community. For example, when I was elected in 2008, the felony district courts only had 1 drug court for rehabilitation. During my tenure, we now have 4 Harris County drug courts, a mental health court, a mental competency restoration court, a veterans court, and the last court was created in 2016, the reintegration court. I was able to facilitate these changes, being able to work across the aisles and across party lines. My leadership and management skills will be brought to the Commissioner's Court to invoke positive change. Since I was raised in this community, I see both its challenges and opportunities. It's time for us to come together and elect a leader who doesn't take us for granted and is motivated to address our community needs. My record of protecting our community as your longest serving felony court judge proves that I am the best person for this job. Now, let's talk about the future and what the community needs and deserves moving forward. First and foremost, we need a cohesive commissioner's court. I can get us there. We deserve to be safe in our community. I will work with all of the stakeholders in order to achieve that goal. We deserve a more responsible and transparent management of your tax dollars. I will make this happen. We deserve an advocate for our women's protections programs. I will be that advocate. We deserve a voice of reason. I am that voice.
You are.
Lastly, we deserve better, and I want to make that happen. I am developing a 6-point plan, included but not limited to the following issues that impact our community: public safety, flooding and infrastructure, health and wellness, senior and youth programs, education and job training skills, business opportunities and prosperity. My plan will be rolled out in the next coming weeks. I took a leap of faith, stepping off the bench to invest in you. Now, I ask that you invest in me to be your Harris County Commissioner, Precinct 1. I promise that I will represent you with honesty, integrity, and fairness. We deserve a commissioner for all people. Simply put, we deserve better.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I want to be your Harris County Commissioner for Precinct 1. I am Maria T. Jackson. And before I close, I want to say, go Astros!
Yay!
Yay!
All right.
Hey, Judge, you said that Harris County is drowning because of a lack of leadership. Can you be more specific?
Well, this is the reason why I'm running for Harris County Commissioner Precinct 1.
But I'm asking you, what's the lack of leadership? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, what I mean is, we had a flood, Hurricane Harvey, we're still displaced. We have people not living in their homes in Precinct 1 after it's over 2 years now. That's ridiculous. We have courthouse that we're not able to fully function. So we have defendants that are still sitting in jail waiting for the judges to be able to hear their cases. So there are so many more reasons, but this isn't the time right now. I wanted to announce my candidacy.
And secondly, you said you wanted to make Commissioners Court more cohesive. What did you mean by that? And how do you intend to do that?
Well, the same way that I've been able to do everything that I've always done. I know how to get along with people. And to me, when you're elected as a public servant, you're not elected just for one person. I have always been for everyone. I'm inclusive, and I want to get things done in Harris County. Right now, there's a lot of business that's not being taken care of because it's so divisive.